Hello, and welcome back to Em and Joe Talk, Episode 7, Corruption and Our Plastic Pollution. Hello, and this is Em, coming back to you after a whole year of being away. I apologize. I had to look up when I last posted about Em and Joe Talk, and it was August 2018. So all you guys listening, thanks for listening. Thanks for being an Instagram friend and caring about me. Last year, I've been busy teaching. I teach middle school special ed in a self-contained setting, so that usually requires the students to have an IQ supposed to be lower than 55, but a functional level that's lower than their peer level. And I was somewhat finishing my master's. I just told my co-host that I failed the online course yet again. I am not typically a failing student, so that kind of pulled me back a little bit. But with all that said, I've learned I just need to take in-person classes. You know, it's okay. I just got to pay for one more class to be retaken. So that's really what's been going on with me. I moved into the apartment with Joe, and then she quickly moved out because she's a butterfly and she's got to flap her wings, and I ain't mad at her. I love her. And my boyfriend actually moved in with me. So and we're living together and we're having a grand old time. I'm actually in my new office area. It used to be my bedroom and it was always a hot mess. And now it's beautiful. I have a standing desk that converts to a sitting desk, and I will post a picture about that later. Or video, slow-mo video. So with all of that said, and Joe being included, I love her, but she is so busy right now and she has had to bow out of the show. But it will still have a Joe, but the Joe will be J-O, standing for
Jennifer Oliva.
So this is my new co-host, Jen.
I'm waving to live.
Yeah. And she is going to be my co-host. So if you could please tell me about yourself, Jen.
Okay. Well, my name is Jennifer Oliva. Mm-hmm. I'm the ripe old age of 30.
Okay.
And what else would you like to know?
Okay. Well, we can talk about how we kind of met.
Okay.
She worked at Starbucks before I did here in Alabama. And then when I started working there, people kept thinking I was her, or I was related to her, or I knew her because I guess I look like her because we're both blonde and freckled, blue-eyed girls.
We're white chicks.
And I never felt offended, but at the same time, I was like, I don't know her. But
I think we met many moons after that. Probably 10 years after we actually worked in the same building.
Yeah.
Because I had quit.
Yeah.
So I met you at a show
in
South Huntsville by a mutual friend.
Yeah.
Megan.
Yeah. At Joe's show.
At Joe's show.
So Joe, thank you for having us join.
Thank you for connecting us. She's our degree of separation.
She is.
No, you're hard. I don't know.
Megan and Joe.
Megan and Joe.
They're both. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
For having us meet. So that's how we met. But what's your background? Where did you grow up? Because I grew up in California. I've already talked about it on other episodes. Where did you grow up?
I grew up right here in Huntsville. I'm a Huntsvillian, a true native.
Okay. And do you want to say where you're going to school, or do you want to talk about your experiences in school growing up here? Because I never went to public education here. I only paid for college.
Really? Mm-hmm. I went to Highlands Elementary School off of Barney Avenue, I believe is the road. I then moved out into the county and began schooling at Monrovia Middle. Mm-hmm. And I went to Sparkman, and my last year of school, I said, forget it. And then I homeschooled. And then that's when I began Starbucks.
Okay. Oh, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's why you went quickly up the ranks in Starbucks. You're a shift supervisor when you quit, right? Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. And present, what are you presently doing? You are 30, but you're probably not in the same situation I am. I'm 29, and I have no kids of my own.
I have 4 children. I have a stepdaughter. She's 15. I've got almost an 8-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 2-month-old. So currently I am mom all the time. That's basically my employment.
And we actually have connected through your children's needs and rights as well.
Right, because I have 2 children with special needs, and you are a special needs teacher.
I have kids that have the exact same disabilities. And I got you, girl. We got each other. We have to have each other's back, or else, we're screwed.
We're screwed.
And so she helps. I want to also give her a little shout out. She presently is in charge of the Madison County's SNEAA.
Special Needs Events and Activities. I like to call it SNEA.
SNEA. That's what I was going to say that, but I couldn't remember what it represented. I wanted you to say.
Special Needs Events and Activities. It's for Madison County, but really because so much happens around and surrounding areas, I've just began to post everything.
Okay, good.
So to not limit the opportunity.
Good. Mm-hmm. Good. Awesome. So she's in charge of a really important group. It's really hard to find information for special needs parents and kids.
I didn't think that there was information.
Exactly.
When I had my first son and I found out that he was disabled, I had nothing. And I would just go around to the doctor's offices and get the little flyers and compile them myself. And I thought, why not share that with everyone else?
Exactly. Mm-hmm. People that can't go do that. Maybe they don't have a car, or they don't have the language ability, or whatever it may be. Yes, awesome. And so her information is valuable. She shares things that me as a special ed teacher did not know about in the community. Like a day camp for special needs kids. Like I have parents that don't want to send their kids to summer school, but also don't want them to lose skills.
Right.
And they don't want them to be around really severe kids at the summer school, but they also want them to continue teaching. Mm-hmm. Well, I learned that there was a camp. And I'm like, yeah, there is a camp currently going on right now. So thank you for sharing that information. In the future, what is your plans? I've talked about what I hope to do kind of in the future. What is your future plans?
To be a successful mother, to be an opinionated, successful mother, and and to make sure that I get my visions across. I think that's really, what it's about.
You don't want to feel like you're not being represented.
Right.
Okay.
I want to be the best advocate I can be in whatever venue.
Awesome. Well, I think we have really introduced the best person to continue this podcast, and I thank you, because she actually contacted me and was like, you need to get you need to get this back on track, because we need this voice for Alabama, we need this voice for just this generation, right. These cross hatching of niche areas, special women's rights, all these things that we all hear about, we all talk about, but we don't get to control the narrative.
Right. As
Southerners, it's always the New York Times talking about us.
Right.
Like, guess what? I can talk for myself. Let me talk.
Surprise.
Yeah. Surprise. So she is a Huntsville native, and I am a Californian coming to Huntsville. They call it There's a guy that I know, and he'll probably listen to this. He goes by Calabamian.
I like it.
Yeah, that's me. I'm proud. I like Alabama. I love Alabama people. I love the nature out here. I love so many things. I love the Native American history. But I also really feel my native roots in California. So I feel
So let me ask you.
Equal.
What's your favorite part about being here in Alabama?
I really, really love Montesano. I love the nature out here. I feel like maybe I'm just crunching granola and I've just done too many, I don't know. But I don't know what I've done, but I feel something. I feel a spirit. I feel protected when I'm in the forest. And I never felt that way in California. I've been to a lot of forests. I went camping as a child every single summer, at least 3-4 times in California. I love nature.
Sure.
But I feel different here. I've even went back to California and hiked. I just didn't feel it. I didn't feel that protection. I feel it here. I feel like there is something here. Like knowing like there are people like us that are going to start rising up and saying something. Like I really do. I feel like a revolutionary spirit.
Absolutely.
And I think it's I know it's Native American.
You think so?
In origin. Oh yeah. I feel it. Like I've had I've had experiences here in this apartment.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in this area.
So close.
I live really close to Montesano, which is the most southern point of the Appalachian Ridge.
Say that 5 times fast.
Exactly. Appalachian. Sorry, I should have said it right. But anyways, so I love this area. But with that being said, and I love nature and I am very connected to things, unfortunately, our topic is about political corruption and plastic pollution. So first, we're going to talk about the plastic pollution and all the issues that can come and arise from that. Being produced, the information came from a water authority source back in 2015-16. And I was actually shocked reading it because they said the water authority of a local county here tried to say, well, we told the state of Alabama that there was pollution in the water and there's a lot of it. And we think it's being dumped by a specific company because the specific chemicals only this company works with.
Sure.
And they know this. It's on file. Like, they make their nonstick pans out of those PFOs and all those chemicals. So the water authority people actually sent out a memo, like they did in Flint, and said, stop drinking the water right now. Like, you can bathe in it. That's okay because it's not lead, but it's not safe to drink. Because if you're pregnant, the plastic, this was 2-3 years ago, guys. This is 2019 now. It was 2016. That was 3 years ago this happened. And we talked about it in episode 5, environment and renewable energy. But finally, both Jen and I saw an article where 3M in 2019 is finally admitting to illegal dumping. What was your initial reaction? I have a lot of background with this, and if you guys know anything, I've talked about it extensively. Jen is a typical mom that has a lot of other things going on.
I actually had no idea. Not until I saw the article, I didn't even know that this was an issue. I didn't know that it needed to be brought to the surface. And it was frightening. It was frightening. Mm-hmm. I mean, we live so close. So close to this.
Yeah. It's in our waters.
It's in our waters.
Yeah, it has to be in the waterway because water just keeps seeping and we have limestone everywhere. So the thing is people don't realize we are in a very special area where we have a lot of limestone. We have Montesano, which is actually a different kind of rock. And then they also have limestone level. And so really Montesano is the only safe place now.
I believe.
Because they're so high up, they can't get the water, when water runs down. So
right.
When they get their water, it's straight from the rain.
The source, yeah.
And so that's the safest place is be high ground, honestly. And the lower you are, it's just going to seep into the limestone.
Right.
And then the limestone goes into aquifers. And the aquifers is what we bottle. Yeah, because it stresses me out. So 3M are a wonderful company that uses PFOAs and PFOSs that are chemicals that are used in a variety of sources. I don't want to be quoted on this, but there's a variety of their chemicals. Some of them are used for nonstick pans. Some are used for making sure children's clothes aren't flammable. I'm not saying these uses are not necessary, but there is an ethical way to get rid of these chemicals.
Absolutely. What did I say earlier regarding this? My opinion was this is the lazy way out here. They know exactly what they're doing.
Yeah, and they actually got sued by the state of Minnesota.
Right.
Not like the river keepers. So here in Alabama, we were lucky enough to have Daniel, who we featured again in episode 5. He is part of the Tennessee River Keepers, and they're the only nonprofit organization. Please donate to Tennessee River Keepers right now. Just $5 helps out a lot. Anyways, plug. Yeah, they're amazing nonprofit. They don't take any money in their pockets. I know these people. They sued 3M. So this is the only reason we're finding out about it. It's because a small group of people who went against the tide of normalcy of just pretending that our politicians care about our health and safety, they said, oh no, well, we're going to question that because we had representatives continuously choose to be silent. Keepers, they're
Right.
the only people that are going
That's
to
the
do
only reason
anything.
we found out.
Yeah, and like most people didn't show up to the Tennessee River Keepers like benefit concerts and all these things, and they didn't realize like they're saving your life right now. You're welcome.
Yeah, because we're not thinking of the here and now.
Yeah, like what had to be built up to
And we're
get
not
there.
even really thinking in the future, actually. What am I talking about?
Exactly. Yeah, we're just
Laziness
burdened.
and convenience.
Yep. No, thank you, man. Yeah, so the river keepers are the only people that did it. And there's a very small group of people, guys. It's not big at all. But join them, pay money, donate. Please go to all their Airwave benefit concerts. They are amazing. They usually have amazing artists, always local, always really cool. Anyways, so 3M finally came out. Oh yeah, and then a state representative just got interviewed, and the news, like, they're finally getting like okay, guys, this is Alabama. I'm used to California. I'm used to people like just being crazy on camera and interviewing people and not caring what they say. But here, people are very careful. Political correctness and political politeness is very strong here. Even news anchors will not get in people's faces. Well, this news anchor gets in the guy's face after a meeting about this spill and the inaction. It's not that it's spilled. It's not that they did it legally. It's that everyone tried to pretend like it wasn't happening.
Right.
Until we literally prove with science that it's happening. They're like, so she's like, okay, so what are you going to say to your constituents that like literally depend on this water for their health and safety? And he's like, everything's on the website.
Okay, and what about the people that don't have access?
As a teacher, can I say that shit? Can
Yes.
I say that shit? Oh, it's on the website, guys.
Sure.
You don't need to see my fucking lesson plans. You don't need to see my curriculum. You don't need to see my behavior charts. It's all on the website. Bye. Like, what? What? And I can get sued, guys. I can get sued as a teacher. I cannot do that. Like, that is not allowed. And I'm a teacher. I'm not in charge of an entire state.
Right.
They're allowed to just be like, it's on the website. Good luck. Bye, guys. Like, I'm going to retire out of state. Bye, because I don't want to be polluted by this water. Like, I'm just so done. So these chemicals, of course, there's no studies that have been conclusive as of yet, because these are brand new chemicals that they're constantly creating new versions of every single year on a chemical level, and bioengineering and everything. They can't really tell exactly what happens, but they know that there has been studies proving that birth defects are created when you consume these, and they don't know what the level of a safe level is. They don't know yet. And it can cause a child to become a hermaphrodite. It can mess with the sex organs. And it can make it so that they either have both or they have one that's not functional. And, just because it's a sex organ doesn't mean it's not life-threatening. Like, that can be life-threatening.
Sure, absolutely.
If you can't have continence, if you can't have whatever. So you can have, that's this one thing. They know it for sure because it can mimic sex hormones. It's one of these chemicals that they dumped. Can mimic sex hormones. That's why the fishes started changing genders.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, because they're really sensitive to them. So we already know there's no good. There's no good studies. It's like, this is benign. Like, we know that there's something that is very harmful to us.
Right.
I know personally people that have cancer that are from that area or work in that area. And people are really worried that there's going to be a lot more in the next 15 or 20 years. And they're not going to have any settlement because they can't say exactly why they got cancer.
Can't be proved.
Can't be proved.
So it must
it's
not
the perfect
exist,
crime, right? Yeah.
It must not exist.
Exactly. So I want to give a shout out to my friend Ankur, who is in Mumbai right now, I think. Sorry if you're not, but I think he is. He's been posting about the trash and pollution in Mumbai. And Ankur and I are working with UAH Green Club to work on a citywide, statewide, and hopefully nationwide or worldwide policy-driven, like, standards that we can just have that are just like this is what you do when you're gonna build a new building. Like, you're not gonna do anything, and if you do, like, it's gonna be very expensive or you're gonna be penalized for doing so. So making it more inexpensive right, to just do the right thing when you first build something, because that's really what we have control over going forward.
Sure.
And then we can talk about renovations and stuff. But Ankur, he's the man. Go check him out. I will link his YouTube. He has amazing informational stuff. In the Patreon version of the show, we're going to limit this show after a certain minute mark. We're going to figure out, because it's in the seconds right now, but we're going to figure out how many minutes. I'm going to talk about a little bit more about Ankur, because he's a very interesting person too. I didn't talk to you about it earlier. But so you'll have an initial real reaction. I can even pull up his YouTube channel. You're going to love him. He's the best.
I love reactions. I love reactions.
It's going to be a real, I was like, I'm going to put that in, just let her have it. But you need to subscribe to our Patreon. We need you to subscribe to our Patreon for $1 a month. I'm going to restructure it tonight. And this is going to come out Sunday, so hopefully it's done. When everything is said and done. Our live viewers are just going to be confused right now. Subscribe to Patreon for $1 a month, and you will get the extended show. And there will be another tier, but that's the most important one. $1 a month, guys. Really? You lose that much in change every month. Come on. Just pay... Just that $1. This microphone kind of expensive. All right, so in addition to that, we can talk about the political corruption. Well, we're going to talk about 3M and also the implications on children too. Later on. So the political corruption that comes with that is when it came out, Governor Bentley, who I call Hands. You gotta watch our live for this. It's great. He was known for groping women, Anyways.
Hands.
Like jazz hands. I just imagine him.
When you go to sleep tonight, you're gonna hear hands.
I'll be like, fucking Bentley. Get out of my damn dreams, you creepo. He looks like the rich guy off of The Simpsons, if you ever...
He looks just like that guy.
What's his name? I forget his name. Guys, look it up.
Somebody tell us in the comments.
Tell us
who that is.
Anyway, so he said that this 3M dumping, when he was asked, was within legal limits.
What does that mean?
It means he don't give a shit. He out.
That's exactly what it means.
He was getting...
What is legal limits?
He was getting totally torn apart with the whole affair, and the reason he got in trouble is not because everyone has affairs in politics. Sure. He spent government money that were supposed to be for the hurricane relief down in South Alabama on his mansion for him and his girl to have with
his little boo thing. Little boo thing.
Yeah, his little mistress.
Hands.
And I know his wife was like, I'm gonna let someone know about this because this shit pissed me off. And she definitely let that get leaked out somewhere because there was a lot of people covering up for him. His wife was pissed. I think she did. She let them see her records of the text messages so they could have more against him.
I love her.
I love her too. I was like, she's the secret hero here.
You saucy lady.
Yeah, I want to interview her one day. She sounds interesting. Anyway, so Bentley was our governor, and he ended up resigning or almost being fired.
Forcefully resigning,
right. Yeah. And in the midst of all this was this 3M dumping, and he was like, well, we regulate it, and, up to the regulations, they can do so much, and they only dump so much, so they're okay. Basically covering up for the companies yet again.
We have a great question.
What's the question? Okay, so why are legal limits causing cancer?
Great question.
So someone on our live viewing on Instagram said, okay, so why are legal limits causing cancer? ? Exactly.
There's a common sense answer to that. Would you like to finish that?
Because they want to poison us.
Because, not even that. It's not even poisoning.
They just make money.
It's just, it's a money game.
Yeah, they don't care.
That's all it is.
They don't care. They're like, okay, well, we can dump this much into your waterways.
And we're going to make you not care anything about it. Because we're not going to say much about it. Mm-hmm. Which we should talk about the title of this article.
Oh yeah, the titles of articles, guys. So the first article that I saw, again, I've been keeping up with this, but no one's been really making articles about it since late 2016. I had Coke, sorry guys. Late 2016, early 2017. So I didn't really hear much about it. Now, a resurgence of it because They finally admitted to it. And the topic of this article, guys, let me read this to you. Tennessee River supplies drinking water to hundreds of thousands.
Would you click on that and really read that?
Would you really care?
No.
It's like, well, duh.
Right.
Like, that's a article. That's not grabbing.
And that's what they want.
That's not attention seeking. And I want to call out Miss Chelsea Brentzel.
Yes.
You could have made a better title. If that wasn't your decision, I would like to talk to your editor. Yes.
And it was updated.
Yeah.
So they had several opportunities. Look how many times. Twice.
Yeah. Twice. That pisses me off. Yeah, they updated it twice. Yeah. Anyway, so the first sentence, guys, says 3M's admission of illegally releasing chemicals into the Tennessee River and the state of Alabama's role in those releases is an important story for several reasons. But perhaps the part of the story that you likely care most about is how it may impact your drinking water. Like, okay, are you gonna talk about how people are getting cancer? No. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, people are saying on our life, there's money in sickness, and that's exactly the case. Because what do you do when you go get cancer? You go to your doctor. What does the doctor do? They get all the pharmaceuticals. The pharmaceuticals get in your body. You don't work right at all. And then you need more medicine. And then you're in the hospital. And then you make everyone a lot of money.
Right.
They get really rich off of you dying slowly.
Really rich off of you dying slowly. That's a great slogan that they should adapt.
Mm-hmm, yeah. And I, as a special ed teacher, sometimes I see that. Sometimes I feel like that. And I'm like, you're just killing this kid slowly, and you don't care. They just pump them full of so many drugs and so many things, and they don't care. They don't want to try any other natural source, like a CBD oil, or just eating healthy. Like, stop eating crap every day. Like, I understand getting snacks here and there, but just, like, eat fruits and vegetables, maybe? Yeah. And it's I don't understand why we don't say more about this on a regular basis. But anyways, that's one of our political corruption people in the state, and he left already, but that doesn't mean the inconsideration is gone.
No.
There
still lingers.
They're always going to be inconsiderate of you because it's a mentality. So locally, Senator Orr is pretty I wouldn't say corrupt. He just like straight up sociopath. So when I was talking about this with Jen earlier, guys, have you ever like thought about it and be like, can I become a psychopath? Like, can I actually be evil? And I was like, definitely, like, I always thought like, I'm like, I'm such a good person. Like, I took care of my sisters growing up. Like, I'm a special ed teacher now. Like, I'm a pretty good person. Like, I love people, whatever.
I'm on the top of my moral game.
Yeah. And she's like, we were talking about psychopathy and, like, not caring about people and just laughing at, like, people's illnesses and sickness and, like, enjoying making money off of people suffering and all that stuff. She's like, I could never imagine that. And I'm like, yeah, me too. I'm like, no. I definitely could be, like, I've definitely dabbled in psychopathy. Not that I'm a psychopath, guys. But have you ever played Sims? If not, you don't know what the hell I'm talking about. If yes, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Everyone that plays Sims, you find out you can kill your little Sims in a variety of ways, especially Sims 3. Like, every Sims, like, you get new ways to kill them, and then they have, like, ghosts and stuff. Anyways, I would come up with, like, a long game plan on how I was going to kill a whole entire family. And then move a new family in and kill all them. And I wanted an entire graveyard in this like land. And I actually started enjoying it. And I was like, oh my god! Like, you don't see blood and guts or anything, but you literally like shrivel and like. It's a little disturbing when you first start it, but like you can desensitize yourself to it. And I really did question my own morality at one point because I was a teenager when I played it, and I got really into it. And I'm like, you know what? I probably need to quit. And I also like stopped showering for days. It was like World of Warcraft kind of thing, like WoW people. But that's how I am. I was
a WoW person, but I was also a Sims person.
Yeah.
However, I didn't do what you did. I didn't like I think somewhere in my mind I wanted to be an architect because like building the houses was like my shit.
Yeah. Recently when I got back on as like a mid-20-year-old, that's all I cared about. I didn't want to play the game. I was like, I just want to build. Like, I want to be rich.
As adults, you're like, that cost how many simoleons?
Yeah, I know.
I don't have that.
I know. Did you use all the rosebud? Yeah.
The code.
Yeah, I can't play without cheating. I never played
so like
without
I was
cheating.
doing, like you were murdering people and I was doing white collar crime.
Yeah.
Like I was getting all of the simoleons and like building these extravagant
rosebud, and then you do the question mark, exclamation mark, and then you always have to make a mistake in there or else it goes away and you have to retype it all in.
Didn't it have like the little gnome by the mailbox? Do you remember that? And you would click on the...
Yeah, what did he do?
I don't remember. If you know and you are on...
We're totally sidetracked.
We're sidetracked.
We understand.
But we understand, and hopefully it's relatable to you.
I've been through... But yeah, and that's what I'm saying is like, it's unchecked power. It's unchecked... I was a child. I was still a teenager, so it's unchecked ego.
Exactly.
And I was playing oh, thank God it's a freaking video game. I hope that's not an alternate dimension somewhere else, because I would feel like an evil sociopath or psychopath.
Wouldn't that be some shit?
Yeah, I thought about that. That's kind of tripped me up a little bit, because like Elon Musk thinks we are a simulation already. So I'm like,
well, that's what I'm saying.
Damn, that explains a lot. You evil, like
you
evil person.
What if somebody? Right. Can you see someone?
Where's my little diamonds?
We should just walk around like this everywhere. But like, okay, here's the thing. Here's the thing. What if there's something in space on a keyboard right now?
That's what I'm thinking. That's what I've thought about. That's what I'm saying.
So it's bizarre.
And this would explain why these people are like so evil. Like they're the best like evil archetypes I've ever seen in my life. But like, I don't know. I started believing in demons recently too. So
really?
Yeah.
Really?
I never used to believe in like possession demons or anything like that, and experience some stuff. And we'll talk about that in our Patreon version.
Yes, we will.
And I will talk about how I completely mutilated for everyone that couldn't hear me over claps. Mo Brooks, he's our U.S. representative for our district. And I actually know the woman who is going to, not trying to, but going to take his place.
Yes,
Amy Wazaluka. She survived childhood cancer. And did a million other amazing things in her life beyond that. She's not just that story, but so much. She's a mom, lawyer, all these things. She's awesome. And she really wants to make sure our community grows in an ethical way.
Right.
Which I think is important. Subscribe to our Patreon for part 2. Thank you.